Okay, guys, we are back with the fifth video of our series, ethic keyword series, right? And we'll be discussing today on the most important keywords, that is your righteousness or rectitude, right? They are alternatively used, right? Righteousness or rectitude. Again, we'll understand the definitions, we'll understand some of the key concepts, right, where it is being implied, and obviously quotations and examples as we have done in the previous videos. Like if you have not watched those previous videos, please go and watch those previous videos for better clarity. Guys, righteousness. Now, righteousness is a subject of normative ethics. Now, normative ethics means what? Normative ethics means which acts are righteous, right? So this particular term, righteousness, comes under your normative ethics, where it questions which acts are righteous and which are not, right? And not only your normative ethics, it comes under your meta ethics. Means, like, the question is what it means for something to be righteous. Let's understand the definition. Righteousness is defined as a quality or a state of being morally right or justiciable. Very important, morally right or justiciable. Now, morally right means what? Morally right means that yes, the act that one engages in, right, is defensible, right? And how it is defended, and how it is justified. It is justified based on what? Religious laws and virtuous living, right? This is the difference. This is the difference. Righteousness is always rooted in where? It is always rooted in religious laws. Religious law says that this is right, this is morally right, so you do this particular job, right? So whenever you come across this term righteousness, always remember that yes, it is a quality of being morally right, but that morally right is rooted where? That morally right is rooted in this religious laws. It can be any religious laws, your Vedic laws, your Islamic laws, your Christian, your biblical laws. It can be any laws, but it has to be based on your religious laws. On the other hand, this rectitude or moral rectitude, right? It is moral rectitude. It is again a very synonymously it is used. It is your personal moral values and internal moral compass. Here you don't depend on what? Here you don't depend on your religious laws. It is your own internal moral compass that guides your action, right? It is your internal moral compass that guides your action, right? So righteousness is an English term, right? Is there a concomitant or a similar term in Eastern philosophy? Yes, we have Yi and Dharma. Yi is in Chinese philosophy, and Dharma, obviously, it's rooted in our Vedic philosophy, right? Or Indian philosophy, or your Hindu philosophy, right? So in this particular case, we can understand righteousness through these two particular terms, Ye and Dharma. Now let's understand Dharma, right? In Indian religious tradition, righteousness is often encapsulated by the term dharma. Now this is very important, and you can quote in your answer, which comes from Sanskrit word dhir, which means to hold true, which to be firm. And we have understood also in the previous videos. If you have not seen, please watch it. Dhriti or dhir, that we have already discussed. That is to be firm, to hold your own position, right? From there the word dharma comes, right? From there the word dharma comes. And in case of Chinese E, so it is a situational ethics. Now let's understand dharma across our Indic religion. First is our Hinduism. So dharma, its alignment is with Rita or cosmic order, right? And it is very important that it governs our duties. It governs our duties, conduct, law, and ethics. It is a holistic framework for righteous living, right? It is a holistic framework for righteous living. In Buddhism, obviously, it is one of the three jewels, dharma, right? It is one of the three jewels, dharma. And what it says that what is the function of it? The function is that there is suffering, and if you follow dharma or dhamma, in Pali it will be dhamma, it ends suffering through right understanding, thought, action, and livelihood, right? So eightfold paths, remember, right? If you follow those eightfold paths, right, then what happens? You end your suffering, right? And hence this particular concept, dharma or dhamma, right? Dhamma in Pali, right, is one of the three jewels. The other two are obviously Sangha and Buddha, right? Then let's come to Jainism, right? In Jainism, dhamma is what? We see that dharma is nothing but ethical discipline for liberation. It is an ethical discipline for liberation. And where does it feature? Where does dharma feature? The dharma features in following this right faith, right knowledge, right conduct. Now, this three together forms what? This three together forms your Ratna Traya, right? Ratna Traya, right? Or your three jewels, right? So, this is very important to follow this dharma to extricate yourself or remove yourself or release from the karmic bondage. Karmic bondage. Similarly, in case of Sikhism, it is dharma, which is righteous living through moral duty, and it is found where the teaching is found is rooted in Guru Granth Sahib, right? Guru Granth Sahib. Okay, now let's see some of the examples. Like we have understood, we have seen yesterday in last class, we have seen one particular German who helped the Jews from being persecuted by the Nazi Germany. So in this particular case, we will understand two such names. We will see two such names, and this you should be quoting in your answers: Irene Sendler, and Oskar Schindler. Who are they? So they played a very important role in what? They played an important role in protecting Jewish children and Jewish people. Like Oskar Schindler, if you remember, 1,000 Jews, he saved 1,000 Jews by employing them in their factory. There's a very famous movie, Schindler's List. If you have not watched, you can watch this. It tells the story of Oskar Schindler, right? And because they did such noble work, because they did such a righteous work, so they were termed as righteous among the nations. They were termed as righteous among the nations. Now, righteous among the nations is the title that is given to whom? To non-Jews people who helped whom? Jews during the Holocaust, right? Let's see another example. Ashoka the Great. Now, in Ashoka the Great, we have seen there was a radical change in his stance when he saw the Kalinga War, right? And what did he follow? There was a radical conversion to Dhamma. Let's see some of the questions. So, this is like a very, very famous quote. APJ Abdul Kalam has said, where there is righteousness in heart, there is beauty in character. When there is beauty in the character, there is harmony in the home. When there is harmony in the home, there is order in the nation. When there is order in the nation, there is peace in the world. It is said by APJ Abdul Kalam. The basis of what? Basis of your character is what? Basis of your character is righteousness. Basis of character is your righteousness. The moment that righteousness is a value, right? The moment you have righteousness in your heart, right? Character takes formation when? Character takes formation when you have this particular value and you are practicing this value throughout. The action is throughout, right? The action is throughout, right? Sustained effort. Character will only form if there is action. It is action oriented, right? So if there is righteousness in your heart, right, you will follow this particular value, right? You will sustain this particular value, and this will beautify your character. And if it beautifies your character, this brings harmony in the home. If it brings harmony in the home, it brings harmony in the nation. And if it brings harmony in the nation, it brings harmony or peace among the world, right?